Hello everybody and welcome to Fortnightly Frontier, the show where we discuss how much we don't know about Chris Roberts' upcoming space simulator mega game, Star Citizen. I'm your host, Loose Unit, and I will be pitting my ignorance against the vast wealth of knowledge and talent of my wonderful assistant who totally didn't write this intro for me, Dianator.
And you couldn't have read that more in a more monotone voice, could
That
you?
was perfect. That's how we...
Yeah.
That was perfect. I'm drinking wine tonight, by the way.
I'm drinking beer.
Congratulations.
Mm.
Alright, shall we get started with the Hyper News?
Arena Commander has been released. Yes! And the very first lucky few have multiplayer access. Oh, how I wish I was one of them. More on that after the Hyper News.
Wingman's Hangar has unfortunately ended. The last episode was pretty awesome. They did like a recap of everything, and it's kind of like the history of the show, and it's kind of cool. Stuff below, links. Go check it out. Episode 72. I think I said last week episode 73. I was wrong. You were right. I hate myself for being wrong.
The 45 million stretch goal has hopefully been reached by the time the episode airs. It introduces the Hedesian artifact, which is an in-game item of mystery and intrigue.
Something like that.
And the next and last, unfortunately, stretch goal at 46 million will include an updated scanning software package for your ship. So everybody who backs before those two will be getting those items. And after the 46 million mark will have been reached, there will be no more stretch goals, no more special items. Everything will be the same for everybody else.
Pay for it.
Pay.
Yep. Sometime in the last month, a nice little addition to the website has been added. It's called the Project Status Board, and it shows you like a little layout of the different modules that are coming out and what their status is, whether they're in development, production. There's a bit of information in there. It's just the first version of it, so I guess there's a little bit more to come. But you can check it out by going to the RSI homepage, hovering over the Star Citizen thingy up the right-hand side somewhere, and then clicking on Project Status. Or check the descriptions below.
And the pre-finals phase of the Next Ray Starship has ended. More about that later in the show. And that is it for the Hyper News.
Arena Commander, Arena Commander, Arena Commander, Arena Commander, or whatever Steve Ballmer says. I'm not sure exactly. What wasn't it? Developers? That's right. Developers. Yeah, have a drink. It's here. And how is it?
And how is it? It is very pretty.
Yes, it is very pretty.
But yes, it is very pretty. The only thing that I've been doing so far is just flying around in free flight mode, just expecting the maps, because unfortunately the flight model is very inadequate. Let's just say that.
Needs work.
The decoupled mode. It's not actual Newtonian physics mode. I understand what the principle behind it, but I just hope that they will eventually give us full 6 degrees of freedom mode.
Yeah, I'm guessing they will, because that's something they've always said about it. But yeah, it's...
Basically, what you got is coupled mode, which is just like normal arcadey type flying. The computers make sure that you're flying in the direction that you're pointed at the speed that you have set on the throttle. And then you have decoupled mode, which remembers your velocity vector when you initiate it, which means that if you're standing still, the computer will make sure that you keep standing still when you let go of the controls. If you're moving in a certain direction at a speed, it'll make sure that you're moving in that direction at that speed, while you can turn around, shoot at other stuff, etc., etc. Yeah. But what we really want is proper Newtonian mode, which is basically all computers off, and the only inputs on, the only effects on what your ship does is what you do to the controls.
Yeah, it effectively turns off the fly-by-wire system, which controls, like, you pull back on the thing.
Exactly.
Does all that. Basically turns most of that off so that you pull back on the controls and it just rotates you. It doesn't apply force on the bottom of the ship to make you do a swooping turn like that. It just, you rotate round more like that.
Exactly. Independence War 2 has it, even Space Engineers has it, and that's like not really a game that's meant to be a space simulation in that regard. And I just hope that eventually we'll get it, because once we do, I think I'll just spend all my days flying.
Yeah.
And doing silly maneuvers and crashing into asteroids because I'm shit at it. But hey, it's gonna be fun.
One of the big things, actually, it was pointed out to me by a guy who's been doing simulators, like not professionally, but doing like clan simulators, that kind of stuff for nearly 20 years, actually, way back in the day. He was saying that Elite Dangerous, which he's just purchased, is the controller equality is much better in Elite Dangerous, because like someone with a HOTAS can go up against someone with a mouse and they're pretty even, right? It's more about the skill of the pilot, not about the control scheme. Whereas there's kind of an imbalance at the moment in, well, there's a perceived imbalance at least. The developers are saying, no, I've got HOTAS and I'm doing fine. But I guess we have to wait and see how it actually plays out when we get more multiplayer. But yes.
Well, but it is version 0.8, and it's been a very rushed release. If you've been paying attention to the Twitter feeds from the developers and from Ben Lesnick, every morning they've had a go no go meeting whether they'll be releasing it, and it's been just bugs after bugs after bugs, game crashing bugs that they've been actually working out, and it's just, get those sorted, get them fixed, and then we'll
get the polish on a bit later.
Get the finesses.
Yeah, get the polish on a bit later.
Yeah, but it has great potential from what I've seen. I just hope that it turns out to be what we expect it to be eventually.
Yeah, because at the moment it's kind of for me it's a little bit disappointing.
Especially because you can't rebind the controls.
Yeah,
I mean, Rob Irving did say that in about Wingman's Hangar 2 weeks ago. He did say that from the get-go there will be no key rebinding, which I suppose they have very valid reasons for. But it would be very good if we could actually rebind controls, and of course if we got the full Newtonian mode. Later.
It seems like
we'll be patient.
Yeah, be patient. It seems like they've really got a lot of work ahead of them.
Oh yeah.
But then, as I was mentioning before, the Elite Dangerous controls, they have been polishing and working on those control schemes for at least the last 6 months, and probably longer, a lot longer to get them polished. And that's why they're better, because they have had the extra time to do it.
Probably, yeah.
So we will see in the future how it goes with Star Citizen, but I'm really expecting it to get a lot better, hopefully, because I've put a shitload of money into this game.
Yeah, you're not the only one.
Yeah. But there was a cool thing, and what was that? There was some videos and some discussion about it.
Yeah, there is some discussion about voice controls. It's not an actual part of the game. It is software that runs in the background and converts voice controls, pre-programmed voice controls, and converts them into key presses. So if you have, for instance, lock on target, fire missile, you could, for a certain key, you could just program those voice commands, and the program will actually be pressing those buttons, so you can use your hands to fly the ship, so you don't have to take your hands off the controller, fire lock controls, lock targets, and etc. You can use your voice as another input method, which is very nice if it works well.
Yeah, and it's especially nice for things like target nearest or nearest enemy. You can just say like program a nearest enemy, and you say that it just automatically targets the nearest enemy. It means you don't have to have that extra button on your keyboard, because you're going to be managing huge amounts of systems on your ship, to power, shields, weapons, cooling, targeting.
Yeah.
So being able to just say, shields full forward, and it does a key press binding command or a macro based on that.
A macro,
yeah. And then goes, it automatically does all that key press. All of your shields go to your forward. So you can just say shields full forward or shields, I don't know, all around. Shields full rear, whatever. All powder shields, and you can bind macros and stuff to that. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be a lot of fun.
That would actually be a game-changing advantage for people who are using it.
Yeah.
Even if you have a joystick like I do with 10 buttons on it, there's still so many more controls in the game that you can't bind everything there, and you will have to take your hands off it if you're not using voice controls.
Yeah.
Or some other alternative input method.
Yeah. The software is called Voice Attack. Check it out in the description below. I think we're going to there's a Reddit link in there which has a bunch of links and videos and stuff. The video of the Fortnite is a feature on the Voice Attack software, and it's inside Star Citizen, how he's got it all working and stuff.
Right, and that's about it for our coverage of the Arena Commander 0.8. As soon as a new patch comes out, we will get on it right away and tear it to pieces and bring you our opinions of it, but for now, that is it.
And next up, the next great starship.
That is right, Joe! The pre-final stage has ended, which means that we have 2 teams competing for the final prize. From the first semi-final, we have the 4 Horsemen, and from the second semi-final, we have the Shot Collective. Unfortunately, my prediction didn't pan out, and Infinite Shoe Monkey is in the 3rd place competition save mode thingy.
Yep.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we are recording this on a Friday instead of a Sunday because Joe has vacation time coming. Yay!
Yep, I
Good
do.
for you.
Yeah.
So we have no idea what's going in the final episode. I wish we could tell you, but we're just gonna have to wait until the next episode for that. Or just, watch the episode yourself.
Check it out below, because we would have seen it by then as well.
Yeah. So Joe, since you're going on holiday, does that mean that the second episode of the Space Bar is going to be missing?
Don't know.
Don't know.
We may get a chance to record it later. We're not going to have a chance to record it now, so we don't know if the Space Bar will be out, but certainly we're having a break until July. We're back on July the 9th. Is the next episode of Fortnightly Frontier. There may be an episode of the Space Bar in there if we have time to record it. Because my mum's arriving from New Zealand tomorrow, or the next day. And anyway, we have stuff to sort, so I'm really not around. So we'll see how we go with Space Bar.
And in regards to the next great starship, we are left with the 2 finalists, as we said, which will be shown in an episode that's coming out today, a bit after. And it's going to be live, and it's going to pit those 2 teams in a fight to the death. No,
What?
not really.
Wait, what?
No, not really.
Not really,
but...
Okay. I believed you for a second.
No, it did not. Anyway, it's going to be very exciting because...
They're all so amazing. It's really hard.
Yes.
I like them. I like all of the ships in the last few. So.
But which one of the 2 do you like more? Is it the Shot Collective or the 4 Horsemen? I'm gonna go with the 4 Horsemen just because I prefer the shape of it. I'm not siding with any of the teams in regards to the polish, the design, the modeling, the texturing, the fine details. It's just taste. Personal preference with the design of the ship, and that is the 4 Horsemen, I'm afraid. And you, Joe?
I really can't decide because I think I like them both. I think they fit really well, both of them, into the manufacturer, and I like them both. I would buy them both. Yet not with real money because I'm sick of paying real money, but I'll buy them in game if they're in game. I definitely want them.
Right. Okay. And that is it for episode 11 of Fortnightly Frontier.
Yep. And we will see you on July the 9th for the next episode.
So a month-long break.
it's 1 episode break.
Yeah, because it's Fortnite. Yeah.
It's called Fortnightly. Anyway, we will see you in the verse.
See you in the verse.
See you in the verse.
But wait, there's more! Mere hours after we were done with recording that bit and Joe became unavailable for a full month, CIG released a patch for the hangar to do with the next grade starship. Man, we really need to work on our timing. The patch, which is just a temporary arrangement, upgrades everyone to the business hangar and gives them the 2 finalist ships to ogle, that being the Origin AX-114 by Shot Collective and the Aegis Redeemer by the 4 Horsemen. Unfortunately, you can't access the interior without glitching into it, but at least you can enjoy that beautiful exterior by yourself. We guess the point of it was to make it easier for the adoring public to make up their minds about the votes, and for me it certainly did confirm that my decision had been a correct one. Which brings me to the issue of the next grade starship finale. I won't say much, except that the voting procedure was really not surprising, with the website crashing badly as soon as the voting opened, but the final result was. I thought it would have been a lot closer. Do watch the whole episode, it's worth checking out, and don't forget to update your hangar if you haven't done so yet, and check out those sexy bunches of polygons in PBR before it's too late. Oh, and the freelancer is in there now as well. See ya!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the. Yeah, that's really easy.
Yeah. But in regards to the net, yes. But in regards to the net, beer making me tongue-tied. Yeah. But in regards to, stop it. Excellent and so talented teams against each other. In a fight to that to damn it, such a good joke, but
Have another beer.
Have another beer.
See you in the verse.